Hey, what's going on, friends? This is Paul Hetchings. Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to go live for episode 133 of The Good Parts. It's basically just a little social media thing where I go live once a day, Monday through Friday, to share one good part from my life and or business. And today I wanted to just talk for a minute about my experience with volunteering at Feed My Starving Children mobile pack event. Along with happiness and a secret to happiness. I believe it's a secret anyway. The other day on social media, someone said, if you could post one word below that equals happiness, please go ahead and post that word. And I thought about a couple of different words, but the one that really stood top of mind for me was service. And I wrote that in the comments of that post. And today I was reminded of how service really does help us to be more happy in life. So Feed My Starving Children, if you don't know who they are, they're this organization. It's a Christian nonprofit, and they don't take any money from the government. All the good that they do is done by volunteers, volunteer time and volunteer monetary donations. And they create these meals. They're called Manna Pack meals. They basically have rice, they have soy, they have some vegetables, they have vitamins, and they put them in these packages, and then they ship them all over the world to people that need nutrition, people that need food, kids that need food. And 6 years ago, when my business partner Mike and I started our company, we wanted to find an organization that we could donate some of the revenue from our company to. And so we did a little research on the internet, and we found Feed My Starving Children. And so we've been donating to this organization for 6 years, and they have these packing events. They have some permanent packing locations scattered throughout the United States. And last year, actually in January of this year, for our company event, we volunteered at the one in Mesa, Arizona. And it was such a great experience. They put like hair nets on you. They take you in, they play a video for you to teach you a little bit about the organization and what they do and the good that they do and the good that you're going to do by volunteering. And then you go into the packing area, and they've got like really positive music playing, and everyone is stationed around these tables. You've got some people are filling the bags, with the food. Other people are sealing the bags. Other people are packing them into the boxes. And it was just such a cool experience that we did together as a community at the first of this year. So these permanent packing locations, I think they have, I don't know, I think maybe 6 or so around the country. And then what they do is they do these mobile pack events, and the mobile pack events are put on by anyone really that is in a community anywhere that wants to organize one of these. They're not easy to organize. I believe the lady that I met today that put on the one here not too far from where I live said that they need to raise $30,000 in order to get a mobile pack event happening. And it's because there's costs involved. They actually drive a semi to the location with all of the meal ingredients and the bags and the materials. They bring little hand washing stations, and then they even send, I think there were 4 employees from Feed My Starving Children that came here to Southeast Idaho. And then everyone who shows up, they volunteer to help pack the meals and give money. And then all of that good is packaged up on pallets. We actually today packed with my wife and kids and Deborah Palmer, who's a friend of mine, and she's actually our assistant in our company and also is an affiliate with our company. Her and her husband Tony were there. We didn't know we were going to be there at the same time, so it was really cool to show up and then see them sitting in the front row and give them hugs, and it was just really cool to be there with them, and so we all got to be on a table together. So anyway, the whole group of people, there were 67 of us. In the about hour and a half that we packed meals, we packed 20,800-ish meals, which turned out to be 3 pallets of food. So I had my wife and my 4 kids, and Deborah and Tony were there, and then all these other people that we didn't know. So anyway, we went to this event, and I was wondering how it was going to be, how the mobile pack experience was going to be, because I've only been to a a permanent packing location, and it was such a great experience. I wondered, okay, well, this is a mobile pack, so how's it going to be? Is it going to be as fulfilling? Is it going to be as educational? Is it going to be as inspiring as the one that we went to down in Mesa? And the short answer is yes, it was incredible. We got to go in, watch the video. My wife and kids got to learn about Feed My Starving Children, which was really great for them to learn about this organization, and then to also engage in packing the meals. And a couple things that happened that are in my memory from the day. When we were sitting in the audience, the lady at the front of the room asks everybody, she says, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? Because there were kids in the audience, raise your hand if you know what you want to do when you grow up. And I'm looking around and nobody's raising their hand. And she asks again, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I think about after the third time, asking, she said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so I said, a good person. She said, that's a good answer. And, people laughed. And then after I said, a good person, some of the kids started raising their hands. One girl said, I want to be a realtor. Another person said, I want to be a doctor, and all of that was to lead up to the video that they played that showed these kids in foreign countries that were sharing what they wanted to be when they grew up. And so the kids would share what they wanted to be at the first part of the video. And then at the second part of the video, they would say, it's because of these Manapak meals that my dream is alive of becoming what I want to be and doing what I want to do. Without these meals, I wouldn't be able to, to have this dream alive, because, there's a good chance that I might not even be alive without food to eat. So that was just a video that they played to show the impact that these meals, have on real lives throughout the world. And so the other thing that happened while we were there, we got done packing the meals, and then we left, and we were going to take our kids to lunch. And one of the reasons that we wanted to bring our kids is because I'd really love for my kids to get outside themselves, like think about other people in the world, and think about how they're really, really blessed. My kids, they don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from. In fact, when we got done packing the meals, the first thing my kids were asking is, hey, can we go out to lunch? Hey, can we go out to lunch? And so my wife was just trying to talk to the kids and highlight to them how lucky they are and how good it is to get outside of yourself and sometimes just go do things for other people that they can't repay you for. I have a friend, her name's Wanda DePaulo, and she always has this quote where she says, do something for somebody today in the space, knowing that they'll never be able to repay you. Because I like that quote, because when you do something for someone just out of the pure intention of service and doing good for people without any expectation of what you're going to get back, there's just something really special about that. And for me, I get a payment from that. I get joy from that. I get a reward from that. And I think we probably all do. So we wanted our kids to experience that. And one of the things my wife said to my kids was, she said, kids, if everyone in America would do that, would volunteer a couple hours of their time, there might not be any hungry kids in the world. But most of the time, most of us are so busy with our own problems and our own struggles and our own goals and the things, our own busy agendas, that we don't often take time to stop and just think about, helping other people in the world. So this was a really great opportunity for us to do that. And I hope my kids enjoyed it. I think they did. But anyway, all of this to say that one of my favorite quotes, I guess I'll close out with one of my favorite quotes that I think drives the point of service and happiness home. Napoleon Hill said, if money is all you have in your paycheck at the end of the week, you have been grossly underpaid. And I love that quote because it indicates that there is something extra. There's some kind of reward, some kind of compensation that is not in the dollars that we receive. It's not in the bank account. It's not in the cars we drive. It's not in the homes that we live in. What is that extra thing that we get? and there's probably a list of things that you could put on that list, but one of them is just the feeling that you get when you're helping somebody. I was actually brought to tears today listening to the lady that organized this event. This is the second time they've done it here in Southeast Idaho. I didn't know they did it last year, but I guess I missed it. But this is the first time I was aware of it. But there's this lady that headed everything up, and she gave the prayer, at the start of the meeting or whatever. And before I share with you what she said in the prayer, one of the other things that I really like about this organization, they are a Christian nonprofit, but when they were introducing their values and the things they stand for, they said, we are a Christian nonprofit, but you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to believe the way we do. We're just so happy that everyone's here, and, we're not here to push any ideology upon you. And that's a great business lesson, honestly. People don't like typically to be forced to think things and to be forced to believe things. And the fact that they do that, and that they make it comfortable for anyone of any religious persuasion to be there, is such a great thing. And we can do that in business, with the things we teach, with the things we say. If we can speak in a way that helps people feel included, that helps people feel like they're a part of something and they're not excluded from us because they don't think a certain way or believe a certain thing, then what I found in my business career is that tends to cast a much wider net, and people kind of want to be around that sort of an atmosphere. I know I do. And so that was just a side note of one of the things that I noticed that I thought was cool. But anyway, back to this lady that organized this event. She doesn't get paid to organize the event. She did it 100% on her own initiative. And she was telling me how much work it took, to organize this, to do the fundraising, to find the location, to communicate with Feed My Starving Children and get everything organized to come here to Southeast Idaho. And all out of the goodness of her heart, because she feels this is a great organization to assist and to help do the good that they're doing. And she gave the prayer at the beginning of the meeting. And during the prayer, she was just, talking about the kids that this food was going to go to. And I started to tear up just thinking about, the people in the world that are less fortunate, and that today, on this one day, in this 1.5 hour time frame, I and my family and Deborah and Tony and all the other people that were there, we're all gathered there to just try to help in some way. We look at the world and there's so many problems, and a lot of times we wonder, what the heck could I do about any of this? The problems are so big, the divisiveness is so much. But the truth is, today, for an hour and a half, I felt like I did something. Another one of my favorite quotes from Margaret Mead is where she said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And so I think if more of us could recognize the little things we can do, the little acts of service we can engage in, and just do that consistently on a daily basis, collectively, maybe we can make this world a better place. So anyway, that's my message for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you did tune in, I'm not seeing any comments, so I don't know if I am not seeing them or if I'm just speaking to myself. But in either case, I appreciate you for watching. If you found this somehow and watched all the way to this point, I am Paul Hutchings. My main mission in life is freedom through principle-centered leadership, which basically means I want to do the best that I can to help people disconnect their time from their money, grow residual income, build a business in a way that feels good to their hearts, help people grow, help people, deliver value to the world, and make the world a better place, and monetize those activities all at the same time. So if you want more from me, I'd love to encourage you to subscribe to me on social media if you're not already subscribed. And you can also visit my website here, paulhutchings.net/GIFTS, to pick up a free gift. There's a business model on that page, actually. I mentioned it in the first part of this live, where we take a portion of all the earnings that we bring into the company and donate it to Feed My Starving Children. So that button on that page says grow residual income. So if you want to take a look at that, you can take a look at that, or just grab one of the other gifts on that page. I have some marketing and lead generation training there, as well as some other things. and you'll be subscribed to my email list. So that's my live for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you get out there, take action, go for your dreams, make it a great day, have a wonderful weekend, and always remember that each one of us can do something. We can do something, and small things add up to big things over time, I believe. So, all right, guys, take care. Bye for now.